and welcome to another vlog. I hope everyone is enjoying their spring. Anyway, this month's theme is heart disease, and today I thought I'd talk a little bit about the heart condition that I live with, how it affects me, and how I manage it. Now, heart disease basically refers to any disorder that affects your heart's ability to function properly. Now, in my case, I have something called cardiomyopathy, which means that my heart is enlarged, which makes it harder for my heart to pump blood. Now, there's two kinds of cardiomyopathy. There's one kind in which your heart is dilated or expanded more than it should be. That's the kind that I have. And there's another kind of cardiomyopathy in which the heart tissue itself is swollen. I do not have that type. In either case, cardiomyopathy makes it harder for your heart to pump blood because the heart is unable to contract as much as it should, which reduces the amount of blood that your heart can pump each time your heart beats. Now, in my case, I have an ejection fraction of between 10 and 20%. That means that's how much of my blood is pumped every time my heart beats. The average ejection fraction is about 60%. So obviously, cardiomyopathy is not a good thing. But that being said, my situation could be a lot worse. Now, in terms of how my heart condition affects me, I am considered asymptomatic, which means that although I live with heart failure, I'm not showing any obvious signs of heart failure, which is a good thing. The only symptoms I ever do notice is sometimes I get some heart palpitations, and other times I notice that I get tired easily. And as well, sometimes I also find myself getting cold easily because I have a low blood pressure because of the medications that I'm on to help regulate my heart. But other than that, I usually don't notice any symptoms of heart failure. No obvious signs anyway. And every time I go to see my cardiologist, they check for them, and they don't usually notice any signs. And at this point in time, my heart is stable. Obviously my heart's weak, but it's not getting any weaker, and my heart function is, pretty steady right now. Right, so you may be wondering how I manage my heart condition, because obviously living with a form of heart failure is not good, because your heart is a very important organ. Well, as I mentioned, one of the main ways that I deal with that heart condition is through my heart medications. I am on an ACE inhibitor, a beta blocker, and a diuretic, which work together to keep my heart functioning properly. And I'm also on a blood thinner to reduce my chance of getting a blood clot, because where my heart is weak, I am at a higher risk of developing a blood clot than the average person. So those are the medications I'm on. But obviously it's not just my medication that I use to manage those symptoms. I also have made some lifestyle changes over the last few years. For example, I am very mindful of what I eat. I try to limit the amount of calories and fat that I consume, and I also try to keep my salt and sugar intake down in order to keep my blood pressure down, because having high blood pressure is very bad for your heart. When it comes to the condition I have, they like to try and keep my blood pressure lower, because the lower your blood pressure, the easier it is for your heart to pump the blood. So my average blood pressure is about 80 over 60, which is obviously much lower than the average blood pressure of 120 over 80. But that's just the way it is in order to help my heart. And of course I also try to stay active and get a little bit of light exercise. That was something that my doctor said that I should do. So I do have some, very simple range of motion exercises that I try to do every day, not only to, keep my, arms and legs from getting any weaker, but that also helps to kind of pump my blood a bit more and increase my heart rate slightly, which my doctor said is good for someone who has cardiomyopathy. And I also try to keep my stress levels down, because stress can raise your blood pressure, which, like I said, is bad for your heart. So I do a lot of cognitive behavior therapy and meditation and things like that, which help me to, manage my anxiety levels and keep them down. And I am also on a prescription for lorazepam, which I can take if I ever start experiencing panicky symptoms, which kind of helps clear my mind and alleviate those symptoms. And of course, I do anything else that my doctor says that I should do. Basically, if my doctor says that there's something that I'm not doing that I should be doing, to help my heart, then I do it. Because obviously my doctor knows best. Right? So, that's just kind of a little bit about me and the heart condition that I have. I just wanted to talk about that today because it really relates to this month's theme of heart disease, and I thought it would be a good learning experience for, everyone watching. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's vlog and you want to see more videos like this one, then please like, comment, and subscribe. And also be sure to follow Squeaky Wheel Productions on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you want to help me to make more videos like this, then please support me on Patreon. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in a couple weeks.